All right, so welcome to this webinar where I'm going to explain the three phases of wealth creation. So wealth creation goes beyond starting a business or making money. And so in SketchUp, I took some time today to create a three-dimensional world or representation. And I took the time because I think it's very important for people to really understand what is going on. So let me go through it, and you're going to see that wealth creation is actually very exciting because once you have the big picture, you're going to be able to systematically make progress. And you can see here that it's a stairway and you have different people, different equipment, etc. And so let's go through it. Most people are really have a microscopic view, right? And that's normal. They focus on what they're currently doing. So for example, here we have this guy, and we have this woman. And typically when you're working in a cubicle, so let's say that they have an office and they're working together. Typically in this office, this is all that they see. 1 billion users on LinkedIn, this is basically the only thing that they see. They see themselves in an office and they're working, and she's dressed nicely, but he's not dressed very nicely, and I have no idea why he has a guitar, but this is this is a two-dimensional representation of the guy. He's not professional, but she looks like she's dressed nicely. Anyways, this is the only world that people see, and so that's why I wanted to create this webinar to show you that this is not the entire world, guys. This is just what you see, what you are able to understand. And there are many reasons why people are stuck in this view. They're not able to see beyond, what their senses can perceive, what their eyes can see, or what their hands can touch, etc. So this is basically the world of your parents, the world of your friends, your teachers. Everyone is working in this physical cubicle or classroom or retail store. But in this video, I want to explain to you and actually show you that there's a bigger world, and you have to step back, you have to zoom out, and if you zoom out, you see that there's a bigger world. Okay, so this is a guy. This guy looks a little bit scary. He looks like the engineer, the alien engineers in the movie, Prometheus. He looks a little bit scary, but anyways, he's a business guy, a capitalist, and so you can see that he's standing on the second floor. So he's above these two people. He can see these two people, right? He can see these two people, but they cannot see him because he's at a higher level of consciousness. Okay, and then if you zoom out, you can see that above this guy there's something here, a mysterious machine. Okay, a mysterious machine that is printing money. Now, how do we know that it's money? Well, if I rotate, you can see that this is actually money. Okay, you can see different currency. So let me just zoom in so that you can see in greater detail that this is actually money that is being printed, right? You can see this block, like tons and tons of money, and this is the level where I am right now. I'm at a level where I'm designing and printing money. So you see here the Chinese yuan, you see here the Benjamin $100 bill, you see $500 bill, you see the Queen, you see the British pound, you see the euro, different currencies, from China, Germany, Hong Kong, Taiwan, Japan, different currencies being used in different countries. Okay, and so this is ultimately where you want to be, because as I was saying in a previous live stream, I was asking you very bluntly, what do you want to do? Do you want to work, or do you want to make money? Okay, I want to make money. I stopped working a long time ago. Okay, I just want to make money because money is super important. Money is super, super, super important because we live on an economic planet, right? No matter where you go, whatever you need, you're gonna have to pay some money. So people who don't focus on money, on how to make money, like directly from customers, they are living a life that is way less than what they could be living. So if you hear people say things like, oh, money is not so important, friends are important, family is important. Of course friends are important, of course family is important, but it has nothing to do with money. Money is important in areas where money is important, but money is not important usually when it comes to family or friendship, or it shouldn't be important. When it comes to family, like, you don't think about money. When I go out with my little brother Joe, I don't care about money. Well, I don't care about money because typically he's the one picking up the check. He's the one picking up the check because Joe has a higher net worth than I do, which is a public humiliation. I don't know why Joe is humiliating me like that in public. Like, he's my younger brother and he has a net worth that is higher than I do. So I'm really angry about that. But anyways, no, I'm not angry. I'm really really glad that Joe is super smart in terms of investing. He's one of the wisest persons that I know. In fact, he's the second wisest person that I know. The first person is the handsome guy I see in the bathroom mirror. But anyways, let's go back to this SketchUp. So here you see that this is what you want to focus on. Okay, look at this and get excited by this. Get excited by all the currencies that you see here. Okay, because if and that's my main criticism of the school system. Like, starting from high school, they should teach boys and girls how to make money. They should explain to boys and girls where money comes from. It doesn't come from daddy, it doesn't come from mommy, it comes from the Federal Reserve, and they're printing money all the time. So you look at this, you get excited, but this is just paper. It has a very nice design, it looks official, but it's just paper. And in Canada, it's plastic. So you have to understand what money is, how it's printed, and most importantly, how do you make money? You don't make money by getting a job. Okay, like when you have a job, the employer makes money. You help the employer to make money. So you're not making money when you have a job. Okay, don't make that mistake. And the minute that AI is going to do your job better, or somebody is going to use AI to do your job better, faster, cheaper, it's sayonara. They're going to give you the pink slip, and you're gone. So you have to learn how to make money by yourself. And in fact, I commit right here, right now, to teach my nieces and my nephews. Like, my youngest nephew is 17 years old, Raphael. I'm going to teach him everything I know about business so that he can become a capitalist and he can make money even while he's sleeping. He can make money even while he's studying, engineering at McGill or Concordia. He's going to make money, and he's going to be laughing with his friends when all of them make money together in a gang. Okay, so he's going to make money on the internet. And hopefully, he's going to make so much money that I hope that he's not going to get into drugs or cocaine. Okay, but anyways, you got to focus on making money, not on working. There are so many people I've met, they start a new business, and when they start a new business, they're not really making money. But the purpose of a business is to make money. The purpose of a business is not, to do your passion or to share your journey in an ebook or biography. No, the purpose of a business is to make money, and that's what I want to show you here. You want to get to that, that third level. But of course, before you get to this level where I'm operating, where you're printing money, you're designing money, and you're printing money, that's level 3. You can't get there overnight. You got to get to level 2. Level 2 is where you become this scary capitalist, this scary business owner. And, I'm joking, but he's not that scary. He's dangerous. He's dangerous because he has learned so many skills in business. He's like a black belt of business. And business is really like a UFC, mixed martial arts. You go into business, and I guarantee you that there will be people around you, business masters, they're going to kill you. And so this guy looks like a killer because he should be a killer. When you go into business and you don't have the killer mindset, what's going to happen? You're going to get killed. So you either kill or you get killed. So that's why I chose this guy to represent the fact that you got to be dangerous in business. Okay, women who are too soft-spoken, men who are too softies, too much feminine energy inside of them, they don't succeed in business. When you go into business, it's white or black. There's no nuance. You're making money or you're losing money, and that's it. And so you have to be like that guy. You have to be scary. Well, maybe not like that guy, maybe not that scary, but you got to be serious about business. But what's happening is that most people do not get to that second level. They are still at the first level here with this these people. This guy doesn't look dangerous at all. In fact, he doesn't even look professional. Okay, this lady, maybe she could be a very good business person, although I think she should get a business suit, look more professional. So it's amazing, but SketchUp is a three-dimensional program, and I can actually go around her, so you can see her from the back. And so when you learn to play with SketchUp, it really allows you to create a world where you can basically show the world in 3 dimension, and therefore it's much easier to convince your investors, your employees, and show them what is the world that you're envisioning. So here we're going to rotate, and you can see that I actually get behind her, which is crazy. I get behind her because I'm rotating and she's built in 3 dimensions. In contrast, this guy, he's 2-dimensional, so I cannot go around him because, as you can see, even when I go around him, he's always 2-dimensional. But the woman is 3-dimensional, so you gotta be. So that's the thing that I like about SketchUp. So anyways, let's go back to my original discussion. What I'm saying is that when you're at the first level, when you're at the first level here, you might think that your job, your cubicle, your office is the only thing that exists, but you actually have to try to get to a higher level, and it's very difficult to go to level number 2 where this guy is, right? So this is why I created this stairway, and the stairway here represents a methodology or a process that you go through in order to move up to level 2. Because if you didn't have this stairway, it could be one of my courses, my workshops. If you didn't have this stairway, you would be stuck at level number 1, at the level of these 2 people. Okay, so you need to go up the stairway. So how would you go up the stairway? Let me just see if this lady can move up the stairway. So I'm gonna move her, and so I actually have to spin her around. But let's say that she goes up the stairway but backwards. Okay, so she's gonna move up. Oops, it's difficult to navigate in SketchUp because it's 3 dimensions, right? So anyways, she's moving up, and then she's moving up, she's taking the stairway, so it doesn't take too much effort on her part. And finally, she's at the same level as the business person over there. Okay, so she has now achieved level number 2. Oh, she's not there yet. Hold on. We're gonna put her at the same level as the scary business guy. So she's at the same level now, I think. Whoa, she's floating in the air. Okay, no problem. We're gonna move her here. But she looks a little bit small compared to the guy. So what we're going to do is that we're just going to make her taller. So I select her and I go here and I increase her size, and so now she's about the same height as the other guy. So anyways, my point is that you can move from the first level to the second level where she is right now, and eventually hopefully she's going to be at this level over here, where she's going to be literally printing money. Like she's going to be standing on top of all of this money. So let's see where she is with respect to the money. She's going to be here, okay? And if we rotate, you can see that she's actually dancing on top of all this currency. Now, whether you're a man or a woman, you can get to this level. You can get to this level, but you can only do so step by step, okay? So anyways, the purpose of my showing you this three-dimensional rendering or SketchUp or model is that I want you to understand that there are three levels, and if you're at level number one, you might not realize that there's a second level. I call it the BMW level, where you're playing the game of business. At level number one, this guy, you're an artist, you're a creator. You can create a product with ChatGPT or DeepSeek or Claude. You can create software programs with Base 44, with Gemini, with DeepSeek, but you have to somehow move to level number two, the white guy here, where it's not just about the product. You have to build a business around the product. The product is probably 5 or 10% of the value of your business. 90% of the value comes from your business organization, and this is what this guy is. He's a leader, he's a businessman. But there's a level that is higher than him, and a lot of successful business people, a lot of successful investors, they don't realize that this is not the end. You can actually go to a higher level, the level of this lady over here, where you can actually print money from your intellectual capital or property. Okay, you're selling licenses, you're using your brand, you're using your proprietary technology, your patents, your copyright. All of this is called intellectual property or IP. So that's the third level where you want to be. And the level of IP deployment where this lady is, you can see that it's one level higher than the level of the business person. This business guy can be very rich, but you know, he still has to work. He still has to run a business. In contrast, the lady here at the third level, you know, she doesn't have to work. Like, she's printing money. So that's where you want to be. So anyways, guys, I just wanted to share with you my philosophy. This is a very practical approach. I'm right here at level 3. Okay, like, I don't want to run a business anymore. I don't want to run a business. That's work. I want to print money. That's what I want to do. But legally, of course. So please put down your phone. Don't call the cops. I want to print money, but legally, and it's possible to do that. So that's what I can teach you if you are at that level. But typically, I would teach people typically to succeed at level 1, level of this guy, this artist. And once they succeed at creating a product, then I would teach them how to succeed at level 2, the business game. This is level number 2. And once you're successful at level number 2, then you know you can go to level number 3. All right, guys, that's what I wanted to share with you in this live stream, and I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next live stream.